Well, we have motored through to the end of the season and I have done the final 5 games. We are back in the Champions League for next season, which is excellent stuff. But now comes the fun part of trying to improve this squad and seeing if we can take that step closer to PSG, who I would like to get some revenge upon, if I'm honest. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend, Club 3, Episode 13 with RC Lawns. My name is Craig and come up in today's video the season review, once we get to it, and also some planning I feel is in order for the summer transfer window that we've got coming up, which we will go through all the transfers that happen in the next episode. But for this episode I feel we should just have a little bit of a chat just about where things are currently at RC Lawns. We've currently been at the club for, just over 18 months. And while we have made progress, I feel there's a lot of improvement that is still to be done, not just on the player side, but also on the staff side as well, which is what I'm going to be working through as well off camera. That's something that I hope to improve off the field. So, since you were last with me, we did the final 5 games, as I said. Won 4 of them, which guaranteed us in the Champions League for next season, and then, of course, just lost the last match. But there was nothing riding on it, which was disappointing to end on a defeat, but I'll take what I can get. As far as getting back into the Champions League for next season, we finished 2nd place, which is worth about £14.5 million on that prize money. That's what we want. We want that money coming in. We've had the budgets already as well, so we're going to go through those in just a little bit. And overall, 14 points behind PSG. I mean, how far behind did we finish last year? I know we finished in 4th last season. Yeah, we finished about nearly 30 points behind, so technically an improvement. Although it's worth noting that we lost exactly the same number of games as PSG. Had we not lost to Toulouse on the final day, we'd have actually done better than PSG in terms of defeats. So we've made ourselves a very hard team to beat. Of course, you can see where the problem is. We drew 12 of our 34 matches. In fact, no, that is a third. We drew about a third of our matches the entire season. Convert some of those into victories, we are way closer to PSG. Also, as far as I had a quick look as well at goals conceded, we actually conceded the 2nd least amount of goals in the league, only 25. Just behind PSG, who are on 18, of course. But goals for, we were the 4th highest. So that says to me, we're a long way off PSG anyway, as is everyone else. But score several more goals, we would have converted a lot of those draws into victories. So realistically, we need ourselves, I think, a new striker this summer. I think that's why we need to prioritise where we're going to be spending the money on. No change in the supporters profile itself. We did gain 1 million new followers on social media. Everybody jumping on the Champions League success that we had this season until the quarterfinals. Less said about that the better. Club vision for future seasons. Of course, back in the Champions League for next season. The boards want us to do the same sort of stuff. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team, play attacking football, possession football, entertaining football, and high tempo pressing football, of which they're all pretty happy with, at least satisfied. Spend the original transfer budget. Oh, they actually want me to spend it. Okay, fair enough. I will do that then. Next season, they want us to be competitive in the Champions League again and qualify for the Europa League. So they still want us to just qualify for the Europa League. You know what? I'm happy with that as a club vision. And then after 5 years, continue qualifying for the Champions League, qualify for the French Cup. So there's no expectation for us to challenge PSG. That just kind of says how madly strong PSG are. I think the rest of the division is going to be just like that. Openda, Danso and Girotti are our team leaders. Openda and Girotti are our 2 main strikers. But I still maintain we need another one who's going to score more regularly for us. Also, we've received some small amounts for the clauses that we've had on previous players who have gone out. This is like before I even arrived at the club. That will just go towards the transfer budget. We already had the budgets. Original budget was £17.67 million. We have bumped that up to 23.8. That's because we've already started selling some players. and the wage budget just shy of £1 million. Of course, the committed spending is lower because, like I said, we've just started selling on a couple of players. Those players in question are Christopher Wu. I mean, there is... Oh yes, we'll come to him in a moment. We already know of Bishabu anyway. Wu and Svedberg are both leaving. Christopher Wu is going to AZ Alkmaar for £2.2 million at the beginning of July. Bought him in on a free last summer, so quite honestly, nice bit of profit that we've just made off of him. He was useful as a French second nationality player. So he was trained in nation, but other than that, he doesn't really play for us too much, so it just seems a bit of a waste of a squad space most of the time. Speaking of waste of space, Willot Svedberg. Yeah, not my greatest transfer. He was okay at the start of the season, but he just tailed off in the second half, and I never really wanted to play him in the second half of the season. He will be going to Real Sociedad in July for... how much is he going for? Up to £6.25 million. We bought him in on a free as well, so nice bit of profit that we've just made on him. Like I said, he was okay, but he never really clicked as a winger or a central midfielder, so I never really wanted to play him. It's time to move him on and give a space to someone else in the squad, or someone else that we can bring in who will actually contribute to the team next season. Of course, El Shadeo Bishabu, I'm not sure if I mentioned him in a previous episode. He is coming in permanently after his loan spell at the beginning of July. £8.75 million from PSG. Yeah, solid signing. He's been solid at the back for us this season. The first full season as a regular in League On, so he's done very, very well. I mean, he played a lot of games for PSG the previous season. But yeah, I do like this guy. He could be a leading League On player, and certainly there is a lot of room for him to grow. So lovely, lovely stuff. Now, squad planner. I've started looking through this and trying to see who I feel that we can move on from this squad. Roman Kalovic as a goalkeeper. He is trained at club though, so if we can keep him around, that would be preferable. I'm not going to offer him out. If we get an offer of, say, £3.6 million for him, because we made a promise to him that we'd send him on for that price, then we'll move him on. But otherwise, hopefully he will stay. Markovic, he's 19 years old. I do like him as a goalkeeper for the future. He is not homegrown in nation yet. He's still got another roughly 2 years to go. But once he is, then hopefully he will also become club trained as well at Lens. So that will go well for our registration for European competition. But that won't be for another 2 years. So that's something we're going to have to think about for next season. At left back, Al Shamari is on loan and he's going back at the end of the season to PSG. I would like to bring him back on loan, but I've already tried, but PSG want to give him a chance in the first team. So we'll have to wait until July or August probably just to see if we can get him back. Otherwise, we've got Rico Lewis. He's out. He'll be back for pre-season. Rico Lewis will be on the left. Ariza Balaga is going back. Christopher Wu is not going to be in the squad. And João Ferreira, who is probably going to leave. I can't offer him out because he'll get upset. Let's have a look. Yeah, he won't react well, so I'm not going to offer him out just yet. As centre back, Bishabu is coming in. Danso, Wu is not staying. You've got Bartelson and you've got Marcus Stingel, who I do want to play as centre back next season. Let's just take Wu out there as well. Danso, we might move on. I mean, Marseille and Atletico Madrid want him. If Atletico Madrid offer a good price for him, then we'll consider moving him on. I mean, he could command £8 to £10 million potentially. Not bad for a 30-year-old, I'd definitely take that. At right back, we definitely need to trim this down. Let's have a look. Francesco Infantino is going to be our starter right back, hopefully for next season, because he is now also officially a wonder kid. He upgraded 2 wonder kids just about a month ago. This is the most low profile signing that I've probably made from January, and he's just absolutely improved time after time, and now he's a wonder kid, so he will get his time. £4.1 million we bought him in January. Many thanks to my director of football. He's the one who found this guy. I wouldn't have had a clue because he didn't show up on any scout reports. But very, very happy we got him in. He can only improve, especially at 18 years old. And because he's Belgian, he officially counts as homegrown because, like I said before, France and Belgium, I think, have the same homegrown rules. So that will be very, very handy for European competition next season. As far as other right backs go, Wu is not going to be here. Shamari, probably not. Miyachi, I forgot about him. Dennis Miyachi, he's been in our youth squad for the last season. I'm probably going to send him out on loan. I would like him to go out on loan in France. He's got just over a year. If he goes out on loan in France, sorry, at least he'll be homegrown at Nation. He'll be useful again for the Champions League. He's not a non-EU player because obviously he's got Italian as a second nationality. For João Ferreira and Sam Curtis, we're going to try and shift on. Sam Curtis is wanted by a few clubs actually, so hopefully we'll be able to get a bit of money, especially as he's worth more than what we had originally paid for him. We paid 2.7 million, and hopefully we will be able to get a little bit more, make a bit of profit on him. Defensive midfield, Steven Vega, I'm touch and go whether we sell him. He's 30 years old. Junior Onana we will be selling because he wants to leave. He's requested to leave the club, he wants a new challenge, so I've made a promise that he's going to go. Bit of a shame, but he's become a bit of a bit part player this past season because Varchetta has just been improving and improving. Dancer's not going to play there. Jorgensen, he's going to play further forward, but we'll just leave him there anyway. In fact, no, we'll take him out. Rene Lopez, I want him to get more game time. Rico Lewis is not playing there. Bishabu can play there. Stingle can obviously play there as well. So if I want to play Stingle and Bishabu as our central defenders, we are probably going to need at least one more defensive midfielder. Vega, I mean, Rene Lopez can be the starter. Vega behind him, and then probably another player behind. I'll have to see what's available on the market. Central midfield, again, Vega's actually really good. He's kind of underrated, not gonna lie. But he is up for £18.25 million. He has a contract till next year with the possibility of it being extended by a year, but we'll see if any offers come in for him. Jorgensen, Onana is going to be going. Adli, I would like him to stay around. He's a good utility player. Varchetta, love this guy. Love this guy. Very hard working. Absolutely adore him. He's only a good player. He can only improve slightly, but I still feel he can get better a little bit more. Regardless, he's a very good player. Works hard. Very good team player. Physically well-rounded. Minus his... What's he low on? Oh, jumping reach. Yeah, obviously. He's not even 6 feet tall. Thomas Lemar is more of a winger, but we'll keep him there. Actually, he's a winger. Yeah, he's more of a winger. Riyad Sultani, he's on loan from Rennes. He's actually been playing in the last few weeks of these games, and he's done okay. Not brilliant, but he's done okay. I think it's more that we just can't score. That's why he's not got as many assists. I say that, he's got 0 assists. But he's a player who is a wonder kid. But I'm not convinced by him. Maybe because he's not played regularly enough. I think that's the only reason. If we can bring him back, fantastic. Stingle is not going to be playing here, as is Rene Lopez. He's not going to be playing there either. So, Sultani, would they be willing to bring him back? No. Reigns want to give him a chance in the first team, so we're going to need ourselves another central midfielder. And the same goes for here as well. Lopez, Lemar, Stingle, take them out. Right, wings. We do need to improve both wings. Jolson Fernandez, love him. Bit injury prone, but that's because we put a lot of pressure on him. Thomas Lemar, he's going to be more on the right hand side, but he can play both sides if necessary. Adli is someone who can play on the left hand side as well. I think we need one more left winger. I think we're going to need at least one more left winger. And on the right, you'll notice there is no Miguel Rodriguez. I've already taken him out because I want rid of him. He is not reliable. He's injured. He was injured actually towards the end of the season. I don't really want him hanging around. So Fernandez, Lemar and Openda and Adli are our only wingers. Openda can play up front as well. We're going to need, I think, another, I reckon, 2 to 3 wingers. And we've already identified we need another striker. Girotti, if someone offers good money for Girotti, I will sell him on. Amin Adli, again, stay. He's a good player to have around the team. Lois Openda, we've just given him a new contract. He's probably not going to move on. The only reason I gave him a new contract, because it was going to run out this summer, was so we could make some money off of him. Might backfire, but I'd rather have at least one of Openda or Girotti here. Girotti, how many goals did Girotti score last season? See, 18 and 22. He scored 40 goals in 2 seasons. That's a good level striker, but it's not top class. It's not going to win you the Champions League type striker. Ricardo Castro is the youngster I'm going to be bringing up into the first team. He's 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. Played him in a cup match earlier this season. Tore that lower league team apart. Okay, it's lower league, but you can only beat and score against what's in front of you. And personally, I think Ricardo Castro is actually a decent little player to have up front. Certainly his dribbling, finishing, first touch, very good. He's quite fast. He's still only 17 years old as well. French. He's trained in nation. Yes, he's trained at club actually, so that definitely comes in handy for registration. Is he still in the development squad? Yeah, he is. We're going to move him up. He is going to be in the main squad, I feel, for next season. Sorting out that Champions League registration already. So, we have identified. We need a new striker. We need about 2 or 3 wingers. Probably one more central midfielder. One more defensive midfielder. So that's 6 players already. A new left back, 7. A new centre back, 8. Right back, I think we're okay for at the moment anyway. He's got Infantino, Rico Lewis. He's going to be more of a left winger, but left back, but he can play right back as well. João Ferreira will probably be back up next season. Sam Curtis will probably be on the move. Dennis Miachi will be going on loan most likely. Goalkeeper, I'm pretty happy with for the moment, especially with Markovic hopefully moving up if Karlovic actually moves on. So let's just move over to the development centre. We've already moved Ricardo Castro up. Dennis Miachi we've already identified going out on loan. Let's have a look at the second team. Is there anyone in here? Matteo Pernin, he's 17. Milos Siklo. Again, I apologise, I'm butchering these names. He's a winger. Probably not good enough. Although he's worth a lot of money, apparently. Heavens. RC Lons are really producing a lot of players who are worth a lot of money. That is amazing. There is 2 players I do want to check up on, though, actually. And that is Junior Ovono. He's only 16, but he's still got that 5-star potential. Look at how much he's worth. Nearly £30 million. Goodness me. He's under contract till 2031. How is he doing for the youth team? So non-competitive. You can't see this, is behind my head. 4 goals and an assist in 41 matches. And for Lons, for the second team, 1 goal, 3 assists in 12 matches. The man's a centre-back. Or what is, I say, man, the kid is a centre-back. Ridiculous. You can tell where he's scoring the goals, though. Jumping reach, heading, all excellent. His tackling is excellent as well. I think this is a player we're going to be keeping an eye on for next season. And there is another one, Sidi Thiam. There he is. Not exactly developed as well as I'd like to see. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's got the teamwork, he's got the work rates. He's also worth a lot of money. When's he on contract? Under contract till 2031. Okay. How's he done non-competitive wise? Jeez, he slammed in 31 goals and 27 assists in 51 matches. That's for the under-19s. Right, move him into. We're going to move Sidi Thiam. He's 17 years old. We're going to move him into the second Lons team. I think we're going to be promoting him for next season. And if he continues to smash it at that level, at the National B level, I think they are at, then we will basically be looking at promoting him to the main squad. Oh, we've got some transfer offers already, so we may as well get started here. I was hoping to show you the season review, but for some reason it hasn't come up. So if it comes up over the next day or 2, then I will still show that to you. Sam Curtis though, 4.6 million. Monza 5.25. Give ultimatum to all the other clubs. Yeah, we're just gonna see what they're gonna offer, but Monza could be getting in for £5.25 million for Sam Curtis. That would be a great little sum to have. And the board have not increased my transfer or wage budget. Fantastic. We've already seen what it is. If we get 5.75 million for Sam Curtis, that will only help our cause dramatically. Right, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to keep clicking continue, and if season review comes up, I will come back to you then. Right, finally we get the end of season review. I had to wait for the relegation playoff 2-leg games to actually finish, which takes ages for some reason. So, the new arrivals. We've gone through obviously quite a few players in the squads and who has actually done well this season. Markovic apparently has done the best out of everyone, considering he's only played 2 games and he kept a clean sheet in both of them. Solid stuff. Like I said, goalkeeper for the future. Thomas Lemar, the star signing. I do agree with this, although he didn't play very often, but because he was injured. But he has shown, especially against AC Milan in the Champions League, he is a big game player. Maybe it would have made a difference if we had him available against PSG, but never mind. It is how it is. Hopefully we'll see the best of him next season. Abdullah Al-Shamari, definitely very happy with him. A very good left back. If we can get him back on loan next season, I will be absolutely ecstatic. And of course Francesco Infantino, new wonder kid, player for the future. The board are delighted that we managed to sign him in a good deal, mainly due to getting the player to agree to a lower wage than we would have expected to pay someone of his ability. How much is he actually on? 15.25, not bad, per week. Christopher Wu also had a good season, but hang on, where's all his stats? Oh, it just got absolutely messed up. Fantastic. Yep, fantastic. It just got messed up. But apparently Christopher Wu had a good season, but he is obviously on his way out for £2.2 million. Other players who I feel compelled to mention: Marcus Stingle, I think actually settled in quite well. Rico Lewis, that winner in the Champions League. Who was that against? It was in the round of 16. I can't even remember who we played. Oh, it's completely deserted my brain who we actually scored that winner against, or he scored that winner against. Bishabu, also on loan from PSG, very good player. That's why we're bringing him in permanently. The season results: we qualified for the Champions League. The board wanted us to qualify for the Europa League, so board expectation exceeded. 3 losses all season in the league. That was to PSG, Lyon, and of course right at the end of the season, behind my head, to Toulouse, which is a bit disappointing, but we'd already secured Champions League by that point, so that's fine. The board wanted us to be competitive in the Champions League, quarterfinals as we know, and of course French Cup. We got knocked out in the round of it. Sorry, the 11th round. Still stupid. Finances wise, in fact, club reputation, we've gone from 4-star national reputation to 4-star continental. Hopefully this will help us out in the transfer market. Hopefully players will look at us and be like, ooh, that's a club that's on the rise. Sponsorship is up across the board as well. Sponsorship 9.32 million. Broadcast revenue is up 22 million. Sorry, from 22 million. I'm assuming that's Champions League revenue as well. And also we've had more games on TV in League On. Corporate and hospitality nearly doubled. Competition prize money massively increased. That's the power of the Champions League. We've got that again next season as well. Fantastic. The finances of this club are going to be stupidly high. And matchday commercial and retail £2 million. Shirts that we have sold: most popular players: Girotti, Lemar, Jolson, Fernandez, Onana and Jorgensen. Onana, they're going to be disappointed that he's leaving, but he wants to leave. Lemar has only been here a few months and he is already one of the most popular players at the club. That just says to you about how much star power he has. So our best 11 this season was Dennis Simon in goal, back 4 of Al-Shamari, Bishabu, Danso and Ferreira. Very good at the base in the midfield with Jorgensen and Varchetta ahead of him. Jolson Fernandez left wing, Adley and Girotti the two up front. I know we swapped to just one up front in a 4-3-3, but that wasn't until like halfway through the season. Adley, well deserved. I do like that he's not only just a useful utility player, but he comes up with important goals when needed. Girotti is our best striker. Makes sense. Varchetta, very happy to see him in there. Vega, underrated. Kevin Danso continues to somehow be under the radar, yet be one of our better centre-backs. Bishabu alongside him is absolutely fine. Ferreira barely played in the second half of the season, and Dennis Simon, I would like to see some improvement from him. We've been given 3.25 million from the television revenue, and we've received 1.56 million. Oh, these finances are looking good. Can I have some more of it in the transfer budget, please? 60 million in the bank. We're only secure. We were rich before. Projections are looking good. Fantastic. Yes, I'm very happy. I always go on about the finances. That was the whole point of this season, to be competitive and make sure we had money, so that way we could use it in the transfer market. We've got a bigger transfer budget. The aim is to keep increasing that each season. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be going over the squad's, trying to shift on a few players, for example Miguel Rodriguez, and trimming down right back position so we can try and get in a few players that in positions that we've already identified. We'll come back at the start of the season and we'll go over all the transfers that have happened both in and out of the club. It's going to be a very busy summer, so the next Unemployed to Legend video will be out on Wednesday. It will not be Monday because this will give me time over the weekend and early next week to get everything sorted, hopefully. So Wednesday will be the next Unemployed to Legend video. There may be a video on Monday if I'm able to get a one-off video done over the weekend, but I can't guarantee this. So keep an eye on the community page on YouTube and also my Twitter, which the link is down in the description below. I'll be able to update you if there's going to be a video on Monday. But until then, I wish you all a very happy weekend. I need to get cracking on some transfers. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the upcoming transfers and the new season, where hopefully we will be more competitive and hopefully start getting closer to PSG. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all for your support on the series so far, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode or next video if there's one on Monday.